What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Bossman Show with a senior friend of the show. He's not saying anymore. He's in North Texas, the Mean Green. Daniyal Robinson with him in the Bossman Show. I seen him be a late point. He recruiting players. I know he's on the grind. Coach, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. How are you, man? I appreciate you having me on. It's been a minute. I'm excited to be on here with you today.
Man, Coach, I can't complain. Like I told you off air, man, I'm in full swing NFL, NBA, college football, man. So I can't stop the grind, brother. Can't stop the grind.
That's right. Well, it don't stop, man. It's a busy time, and I know you taking full advantage of it.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach, I got to ask you, man, North Texas, man, a great tradition out there, man, a great job out there. I know Johnny Jones there at one time, somebody I know very, very well. Ross Hard just left and went to West Virginia. Coach McCaslin did a heck of a job at Texas Tech, man. And now you come in from Cleveland State, winning big there, man. So talk about the thing about Denton, Texas, the fact that the Mean Green family that really stood out to you.
Man, absolutely, man. You just mentioned it. It's got great tradition. And by the way, Coach Johnny Jones, man, shout out to him. He's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame as a basketball coach here representing the Mean Green. And so excited for him and proud to be here to represent, stand on the shoulders of guys like himself, like you mentioned, Coach Ross Hodge, and then again, Grant McCaslam. So North Texas is obviously, like man, it is a great job. Man, we've got great people here. It starts with our leadership. Our president, Dr. Keller, he understands the importance of athletics, and also partnering with athletics when it comes to the academic side of it as well. And then our AD, Jared Mosley and his team. Jared is very dynamic. He's an aggressive AD. He's forward thinking. And, when you put those things together, and they're working in concert, it's a reason why those guys, my predecessors, have had success. And, you also obviously have to have the talent, be able to attract the right type of talent here. And so I'm excited about this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to it.
And something you did is I love what you did, Coach Robinson, man, is that you brought your staff with you from CSU, man. Think about how important it was to help the guys who helped get you this job, who helped make you better and have made you make you look good. You brought them with you to reward them for all the hard work they did behind the scenes, Cleveland State, but that nobody really knew about.
Oh, absolutely, man. Those are the unseen hours, right? You have your assistant coaches and the administrative staff do so much behind the scenes. I'm actually the guy out front representing the program, but there's some heavy lifting being done behind the scenes and with the player development, what we do in the community, and the level of accountability that we hold our players to academically. And we've got some great men working with us that did the job at Cleveland State, and very proud and fortunate to have them here with me. You know, when you look to put together a staff, you know, for me, it was very important that I brought guys that were high character, men of high integrity, and men that were passionate about coaching and teaching young people. And if we can keep that group together as long as we can, you know, you're going to continue to reap the results of, you know, hard work and getting the right type of people on board with you.
And Coach Robinson, let me ask you this, man. In this new world of where you have the roster, you have to manage the roster with money now, per se, egos. Do you feel like you got like an NBA GM now trying to finagle the roster now, how much you gonna give this guy? Can you retain this guy based on what he's now getting worth? So talk about the new dynamic of coaching now having to be GMs and play with money now, like you have a salary cap now.
Absolutely, man. It's changed rapidly over the last 4 years. You know, when I first took the job just 3.5 years ago at Cleveland State, man, it was talks of NIL. And then at that spring, NIL kind of came about. And now we're in the thick of it with the revenue share. And I think rev share will help balance a little bit in terms of, you know, donors being able to give consistently. You know, there is, you know, some roster management, roster retention that's involved there. And you have to have some uncomfortable conversations and also develop as a coach and understand, like, hey, what fits when it comes to, man, the money part of it. And so, you know, we're continuing to educate ourselves on, you know, how to put the rosters together, how to make the money fit in budget and everything like that. But, you know, when it comes down to it, for us, we understand that there's a transactional component to this whole recruiting thing and the transfer portal when it, you know, that's involving the rev share. But for us, that's a component. We are still recruiting guys with that fit our system. We're recruiting guys that are looking for a transformational opportunity when it comes to athletics, when it comes to education, when it comes to being a part of something special. And so, you know, the more guys we can retain that we, you know, bring in as freshmen, or bring in, you know, if you get a junior college guy, if you get a portal guy that have years, you know, our goal is try to retain those guys. Over the last 3 years, on each one of my teams, we've been able to retain at least 7 players. And so now you're not replacing 13 guys every semester or 10 guys. And hopefully we'll have a similar opportunity here in the spring. You know, we'll have at least 8 guys, I think, that can return for next year. And so the more guys we can retain, you know, the better it'll be for continuity and those type of things.
You know what, Coach Robinson, something you said very important is, like, for me, I know we getting freshmen still a real thing because a lot of guys are getting overlooked, and they can learn your way. And then you can make a deal with them, say, hey, if you're still here in 2 years, hey, it's on you, but you can play here where we'll get developed and go get your bag somewhere else. And also having JUCO guys come in and having a retention of the roster who know your language, who know how you
Absolutely.
do stuff, because that's a real thing. Because, you know, having played 2 head coaches, I know what was blue last year was red this year. You know what else? And that still can't get in your head when you have old habits. You have to break them. So talk about that piece of having a teaching way guys know your language, know how you do things, know how you call things. It's not that confusion of, I used to know it is this, but now it's really this here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's a component, definitely a component of you know, kind of trying to sustain success. You know, we were able to bring over our staff from Cleveland State, but we also brought over 4 players. And so bringing over those 4 guys has, I feel like, sped up the process of those things you're talking about, understanding the language, understanding the culture, understanding like, hey, what does coach mean when he really says this, and those type of things. And so you can kind of fast track the things that are important because at the end of the day, you can scheme and X and O, but you have to have really good players and then they have to be connected. And so the quicker you can make that connection through relationships and those type of things, the better. With the transfer portal and with rev share being a component of this thing, we want to still keep at the forefront of, man, we're recruiting guys to North Texas that really want to be here, that want to be developed. And then the rev share is just, a bonus icing on the cake.
And Coach, I want to ask you this because Quinn Snyder said something about this the other day in the media about how we're in a season of development. We were the host of the third youngest roster in the NBA. He said, even though we're trying to win games, we develop guys too. So for our question for you is, so when you're trying to win games here, is short a year, every game matters even more in college basketball. How do you still go about developing guys in practice and in games while trying to still win games? You win means you can get the highest bid out that large or win the championship as you want to.
Right, man. Development is key. It's been a part of our success. I've only been a head coach for a few years, but development has been a big part of what we do. It's one of our sales in recruiting. You have to be able to do both. You have to be able to invest in the young man, invest in his development, invest in his dream to become a complete player or the best player he can be, and then also develop them for whatever system or style of play you have. It has to go hand in hand. The thing about it is you have to be very intentional with your time. We try to maximize our players' times, maximize our days. A lot of coaches talk about development, but man, you have to have a plan. And we are very specific with each player on what areas we're looking to develop this year and what areas, hey, we put a plan out and we have basically every few months we go revisit the plan with the player and sit down and say, hey, here's where you've grown. Here's areas where we still need to continue to improve. Or we say, hey, we were thinking that we wanted to go this direction, but hey, let's pivot. You've shown that you can do those things. Let's build on this. And so we check in with our guys each year. And when you look at our players, we've had guys that have played for us that have had career years. We have a guy like that came with us, Dylan Arnett. He was with us for this is his fourth year with us. Each year he improved. First year he averaged barely 1 point a game. Second year he averaged 5 points, 4 rebounds. Last year he went from averaging 5 points, 4 rebounds to averaging 11.7 rebounds. And so that's development, and I can go down the line with guys going from year 1 to year 2 where their development has been with us. And that attributes to being intentional with what you say you're going to do, and then having a staff that's equipped to be able to produce and help yield those results.
And Coach Robinson, you have a great situation because North Texas is a national brand because I knew about it in Atlanta when I was growing up, and I'm almost 40. So it's a national brand. So it's about being able to recruit nationally, which Dallas and Denton being centrally located as well, easy in, out of the airport. So families come watch their kids play, come to a great part of the world. So it's about the location of North Texas and how you can recruit nationally with the brand already has established, with being the mean green.
Yeah, absolutely. Being in the conference like the American Conference, what a high-profile league, and UNT, what the brand that has been built over the years, definitely gets you the opportunity to get in front of more kids, and you get a little more traction. And so to be able to be at a place like UNT where a lot of folks may not know, but we've got 47,000 students on campus. We got a beautiful campus. Buildings are going up everywhere. You got construction. Our housing is very. We've got unique housings for our freshmen. All the freshmen live on campus, and so you've got a ton going on campus here. And then the apartments our players live in, they're all state of the art. And so we've got a great situation here with our location, with the booming, our university is booming, and then the conference that we play in. The American Conference is a great league.
No doubt, man. You got to say, AK does a good job down there at UAB, Penny Hardaway in Memphis. So you got a lot of different places to go. So talk about the location you have to go play against these different coaches, these different cities, getting to travel. They truly the American travel. Sure, you're all over.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. You look at the teams down in Florida, FAU and South Florida, man, two strong teams. Like you mentioned, Coach AK down at UAB. He's a veteran coach, great leadership. Has produced over the years. You go to Tulane with Coach Ron Hunter. Like you got some really good coaching. Penny is a brand. Like Memphis is known for Memphis basketball, and you have the addition of Temple to the league. Tulsa has had success in the past, and so you can go down the line, so on and so forth. With when you really try to dive into your schedule, you're like, man, there's not a night off when it comes to this league, and that's what you want to be a part of. You want to be a part of a competitive league, high level players, elite coaching, and then environments, right? Like the Super Pit, getting teams like Memphis to come here in front of our fans. We got 10,000 seats, 10,500 just waiting and ready for teams to come in here. And so all those things excite me. Man, we are looking forward to this journey. And I appreciate, this opportunity. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate it.
Now, I appreciate you too as well, Coach, doing it, man. I know it's this tough time of year for you. Last one I got for you, Coach, man, non-conference wise, man, being a group of five school, you kind of can buy people now. You kind of go some mid-2-1, mid-majors, things like that.
Yeah.
How's Belgium been different from you now, coming from Cleveland State, where you kind of had to get bought, per se, a lot, and go on the road like now you can kind of control a little bit more how you do it now here in North Texas.
Right. Well, man, with our schedule, we wanted to make sure that we're prepared for league play. So your non-conference schedule needs to be competitive enough to prepare you for what you would face in league play. And, being able, and also I think what nowadays, what non-conference schedule needs to help you with as well is to get your fans familiar with your roster. Because there's, in our situation, our fans are looking at 12 new players, a new coaching staff. Oftentimes, the way it is now, you're turning over your roster, so your fans need to get familiar with your team. So through scheduling, you need to have as many home games as possible. Get yourself a number of home games so players can, start making that connection with your fans. And then go play competitive teams. So this year we play TCU on a neutral court in Fort Worth. I mean, that's a big game for us. We go play Loyola in Chicago on a neutral court. That's a marquee game for us. You go and play at St. Mary's, at Oregon State. And then you have, a number of home games where you can kind of get used to your home crowd and make that connection and start developing that home court advantage. The more home games you play, the more opportunities for your players to get used to playing at home and in those environments. And then by the time you get to conference play, man, you should be amped up and ready to go, and guys have a great feel for it. So I really love our non-conference schedule. Man, we got Santa Clara on there as well. And then we've got some other tough home games right there right in the middle of that.
Well, I'm hoping when you play at Memphis or UAB, it works out with the Hawks and have a game so I can come see you play. But hopefully it works out for me so I can come over there and support you, man. I definitely want to support you, man, and I want you to do very well there. And I hope we're talking that Monday or Tuesday after the tournament, man. So knowing that you want that automatic bid there, hopefully, man.
Absolutely, man. That'll be the plan. I'm looking forward to it. It's always great visiting with you. Man, I don't know. So are you a guy that just works off of like 3-4 hours of sleep? Because it doesn't look like it, man. You got a ton of energy for me today. So
Coach, I was in bed at midnight last night, man.
Uh,
Up doing editing stuff and doing research. So I love what I do, man. I love what I do. That's why I can do it and do it on a little sleep, but I love it, man.
well, great, man. Well, you do it with a ton of passion and doing a phenomenal job, man. I'm looking forward to getting back on with you later on this year.
Yes, sir. We look forward to it. We'll claim it there, brother. We'll claim it there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z. Sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews. You name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.